Something you don't see every day. Talk about that first.
Man, that doesn't show the kind of confidence he has in himself. I don't know what does. I mean, to drop that to the ice, I just thought he was going to clear it. Firing down the length of the ice and going in was the first time, 25 years. I don't know, it's got to be the first goal by a goalie here at Cornell ever. And, so, you got away with, I just didn't think we played great tonight. I thought we were sloppy. I didn't think we had much energy. And I can't speak for them, but I thought they played hard. And, it was frustrating. It was a battle all three periods to get our guys to play together and play solid. And going into the weekend, into the game, knew it being a Tuesday and school in and up and everything else, and knew it was there, lurking there, and it was. And so it's very frustrating. And you can't hold your leaders accountable because it's got to be an individual thing. And as far as being prepared to play in this kind of game, and so it was disappointing, a performance by us, but getting the result that we needed.
What advice did you give Mitch heading into his first college start?
I didn't even talk to him. I think that I've been talking to him over the last few weeks and talking to how his game and practice has been getting better and better and better, and he's competing harder, and his habits are getting better. And told him that he's at the point where he feels he can do the job and have the confidence and the respect of his teammates that he'll get a shot. And it was a tough decision to not start Andy. I mean, it wasn't an easy one at all because there's so many factors, right? You don't start Andy and you start Mitch. The thought already is in the mind of the players, like, well, if this was such a great opponent, why wouldn't Andy play? And you talk to some of the guys and they felt comfortable with Mitch going in there, and Andy handled it great, but he's very, very difficult to put him on the bench, with the way he's been so consistent in his years here.
Did you tell Andy to be ready in case needed him, or would he know that? Or
no, I mean, Andy would, Andy's so thorough as a goalie, he would have been ready, no matter what if needed upon. But and the guys, I thought they, did okay in front of Mitch, but I thought he did a great job making saves when he had to, and controlling rebounds. And I said then the ultimate confidence just to, throw that puck down the ice was funny.
What did you? Did you think, can't do that, can't ice the puck in this situation?
It was going to be an ice kick, because even if the guy didn't get there, it was going to take another 4 or 5 seconds for their guy to get down the ice to get it with the new rules on the icing. So, I just thought he was going to clear it out of the zone. He was making the play, and then I said he put a lot on it and got it there. So.
When did you make the decision to start him?
I was starting to think about it, before the weekend, Wednesday and Thursday, and then, pregame skate, just decided to make it then.
Being in this 6-point homestand for CU, you end up getting a first college goal for 4 different members of your freshman class. How have you seen the freshmen, particularly in this homestand, really develop?
Well, I think you saw 2 things. One, tonight with we talked about Reese Wilcock really getting his first. Got an empty netter last week, really getting his first collegiate goal, and did a good job. And then I said Patrick McCarron, great fake, burying that shot on the power play tonight, and obviously Gillam getting one. But those guys are starting to play with more consistency and effort and understanding what's going on, and so it's good to see them contribute.
What do you think the penalty situation? One thing you talked about coming into the year was the kind of uncertainty about how refs are going to call things, and you see a couple diving penalties in the second period tonight. Any thoughts on that situation?
Yeah, I know what the power plays were tonight.
I think those are 1 for 5. 1 for 5. He said
we were 1 for 5.
Yeah, because McCarron's was actually not a power play goal.
Yeah. It's the first power play goal we've got up. We made a major blunder on our penalty kill that our backside guy left the guy wide open. He's just standing there. But, it's the referees are, they're going to call what they call. I mean, it's something that we're not getting affected by. But again, you go back tonight, 3 power plays is all we had to kill. 1 against Yale, whatever it was against Brown, 1 against Clark's, 1 against Union. I think our discipline, we've talked about it, has been really good. And I was disappointed with our discipline tonight in the first penalty that we took in the game. And but that continues to come. And when you have that, you can put up some good numbers on your penalty kill. Your team doesn't get tired. Everybody gets a chance to play. And so I'm happy with regards to not how the officials are called, but how we're handling it.
One last thing, Coach.
Yeah.
You had Helbrick out again tonight. Is everything okay with Christian? Or?
Yeah, he was a healthy scratch, and all the guys that were out of the lineup tonight were healthy scratches. And he played solid at times over the weekend, and I thought he didn't play. Obviously I would have kept him in. I thought he was inconsistent at times over the weekend. And we actually addressed that issue with our depth guys on after the game, and said some guys who didn't play great tonight, kind of have opened the door for guys to get back in the lineup. And this team everybody's important, from guys like our third goalie to Ryan Kuhn, that doesn't play a whole lot, to the guys that are in and out of the lineup. And when those guys decide that they're really going to be consistent, how much better are we going to be? And sky's the limit. And as a coaching staff, we're looking for those guys to get in the lineup on a consistent, and they practice and play the same way all the time. And that'll be the guys that will solidify themselves by the end of the year.
How do you keep the momentum from these past 3 games and the 3 wins run going into MSG next Saturday?
Oh, MSG, the guys will be through the roof for that game. And then you got 1 game left against Colgate at home on a Saturday night. So it's to get them up in a game it's getting them up and keeping them under control at MSG is the biggest thing, and execute at a high level. So there'll be no problem with Madison Square Gardens. That's always a non-issue.
What advice do you give some of your younger players who maybe haven't played at MSG before, in terms of being amped up and at the same time ensuring that, that there's not any discipline issues in terms of just a lack of focus on the ice because of that high energy?
Yeah, it's just a matter of following the process and focusing on it. You talk about it at all levels. You get in those big games is really focusing on the process of what your job is, and use that energy, enthusiasm, excitement to really get you alert and get you focused to execute within that system. And that's what they got to be sharp on all things they do. But that heightened awareness, enthusiasm, excitement, that's where they got to put their focus in, not the crowd or the score or wanting to win or whatever it may be. And that's something that we'll do a good job with.
Do you guys feel lucky, or is that something that you guys enjoy playing in? Is that something you guys feel proud to be a part of, that MSG game?
Yeah, without question. It's it's one of obviously the title tagline is the most famous arena in the world, and we're really proud to be a Cornellian when we're down there. It's you can't help feel pride for this university when you're on that ice and you're on the bench and look up and see all the red and white all over the place, and see it before the game and after the game, and people talking about it. It's a proud event for Cornell, not just our hockey program.
Just take us through those few seconds where you were thinking about it and then actually did it.
Well, I noticed that the goalie was pulled a couple minutes ahead of time, and whenever you see that, you're sitting there thinking, oh, maybe this is the one that'll happen. And when the guy kind of shot at me, it kind of fluttered at me. I caught it, and I noticed that most of their team was on this side of the ice, so I put it down. I looked up, and Lowry was sitting there, and he was going get it out. So I just looked up at the net, and their D-man was going to the board, so shot it right up the gut and right into the net.
Just like you pictured it.
Just like I pictured it, yeah.
From our understanding, this looks like it's the first ever goalie goal in Cornell history. What does that mean to you to be the first one to do that?
That's an honor. I didn't know that. I'm really happy about that. And it's just the goal. You got to move on to Madison Square Garden next and get ready for BU. So.
How do you feel? Just talk about your performance. You got tested early.
Yeah. They came out pretty fast. So they're a fast skilled team. So their transition was pretty quick, and I just tried to play my game that I brought in from last year, and the goalie drills that I've been doing this year with Matt and Andy helping me out, focusing more on practice, and I thought I'd just transition it into the game and just focus and play my style. So I thought I played pretty well, and I tried to keep everything simple, and they caught a few over the glove, but I've been working on keeping my glove up a little bit, so we'll keep working at that, and hopefully I'll catch those next time.
Do you have any nerves going out there in front of the Lynah faithful for the first time?
It wasn't the first time because
Well, yeah.
the red and white game with the fans there, but I had a little bit of nerve off the start, but a couple shifts in, it just went away. So I felt pretty easy out there. They're all on your side, so it felt really good.